In the world of social media, all words aren't created equal. To protect sensitive listeners, we will replace words to protect those listeners. What's good, trappers? It's your boy Phenom back at y'all with another one, coming straight out of that criminal network update, that 9.0.1. I just wanted to hit y'all up with a nice little video to show y'all how I play in the early game. I see some people have struggled a little bit with certain things in crafting, and then also just to kind of show some of the new systems in the game. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and start off as the gunner. That's my favorite archetype, and go with a special of intimidate. And in this update, this iteration of the game, it's very important that you pour into your special stat because it's going to help you in dialogue. I like to have at least 2 in mental agility because that allows you to have at least 1 tone change. That alone can turn the tide of a dialogue. I'm going to go ahead and throw a point into composure because that will affect your stress now. And with the last point I have, I'm going to go ahead and throw that into intelligence. Intelligence is very important because it directly correlates with logic in the dialogue system. And in this playthrough, I'm going to go ahead and keep it basic. No traits, no connections, no nada. Just right to the gameplay. Let's go. So the best thing to do in the early game is to just go straight to the park and look for some opportunities. First opportunity I get is the pharmacy opportunity. But I want to stash that for a time later in the game where I got a couple thousand I could really capitalize off of it. Now, here we go. B&E. Now with this, I had an opportunity to really come up. Well, it may not be anything there, but it could be everything. So I hit up the mall, go to Fitworths, get a ski mask and a book bag for good measure. Then off to the B&E where we got a low-level trap house. The good thing about low-level trap houses is they aren't associated with any of the gangs, allowing you to get your still on without having to deal with the ramifications of dealing with a gang. The only downside to a low-level trap house is you're not going to get the same level of reward that you could possibly get from like a gang-affiliated trap house. It's pretty early in the month, being February 6th, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch the house one time. Every time you watch the house, it lowers the chances that you run into police or, somebody like being in the house. So inconvenient. The first search of the house yields me 16
cake
and a kitchen appliance. The second one, 18
cake.
And the last one yields me 15 units of
pizza.
Time to get up out of there and head straight to the pawn shop where I made $99 off the kitchen appliance. Then I hit the trap with 15
pizza,
34
cake.
After serving my first custo, I see that opportunity to get the strong arm attempt in. Old boy only had $88, but it's $88 to the good. Then back to the trap where I can get off the rest of this work. And just like that, I got $1,017. Not too shabby for just a few days in. Then I head straight back to the park and I'm back at it again, looking for new opportunities. Now, looky here, we got our first quick deals opportunity. Shorty want 15
brownie.
It's multiple ways that we can go about this, but with it being so early, I think I'm gonna just go to the trap and call up Tez for that pricey re-up. I end up with 26 units of
brownie
and 1 pill. Pills are great in the early game and just period because they don't attract a lot of heat and they make a lot of cash. With the goods in hand, let's head straight over to that quick deal. With quick deals, you're running your transaction like a premium business, delivering direct to the customer. The primary objective of quick deals is to assess how gullible the customer is and charge them accordingly. This customer is unwary, meaning they're leaning on the more gullible side, but they do have an awareness of the price of what it should cost. So you can charge them a little bit more, but don't go too crazy with it. I decided to charge her 60 per unit. As you can see, she wants 15 units. She goes for the deal and I net myself a $900 profit. Luckily, the customer went for it this time, but there's a whole range of things that can happen in deals. Maybe they might offer you goods. Maybe they might offer you services, air quotes, and those services can get you a nice little stress reduction, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you. You don't have to agree to anything they present you. You can just leave. With that transaction done and out of the way, I head back to the block and go ahead and unload the rest of the product. With more than $1,400 in my pocket, I decide to go back to the park to see if I can get some more action. Another quick deal opportunity. Homeboy want 15
pizza.
I got you. Head to the trap and hit that boy Tez up for that pricey rib. This time with all that extra cash, I was able to get a sizable amount of pills. On to the quick deal, my boy Streetwise. So I play it safe and only charge 16 per unit, and he goes for it. Let's go. After that quick little $240 profit, I head back to the trap so I can trap off the rest of the work. Now we got another B&E with an upper class home. You gotta be careful with these upper class homes because with HOA fees also comes neighborhood watch. After staking the place out for a day, we going in. Ooh, with the first search, we get 22 pills, a gold chain, and a kitchen appliance. On the second search, we get 20
pizza,
$658, and some fine china. I decided not to press my luck because this hole is too good to be true. On to the pawn shop. The gold chain is nothing special, only $75. That's it. $155 for the kitchen appliance, not too bad. And nothing for the fine china. That sucks, cause sometimes you can get a couple bands. It's all good with 22 pills and 20
pizza.
We about to come up. After I serve a couple custos, I realized I got enough money to go and get me some pills from the pharmacy opportunity I was saving. But I struck out. All he had was
turducken.
But I'm gonna get some because I'm about to use it. Watch me. I head over to the corner store and load up my cart with items that I can use to cut
brownie.
With everything stashed away, I head to the park and look for some more opportunities. But then I get a B&E opportunity, but it appears somebody is always at home at this location, and I still ain't got no pole, so I had to get up out of there. Luckily though, I had a chance to run it back, so I headed to another B&E opportunity. Don't sleep on the impoverished homes. Sometimes you can find some really nice items inside, even though it looked like shit outside. With the first search, I get some earrings and a kitchen appliance. And second, I got a toolbox, and then I'm up out of there. I head straight over to the pawn shop, turn in those earrings, but only get $80. $165 for the appliance and $148 for the tools. I'll take it. On to another quick deal. Old boy want 15 units of
cake,
but I don't got that, so we gotta whip it up. I hit the trap for that good old pricey re-up and end up with 72 units of
brownie.
Now let's go to the crafting screen. Now let's go to
brownie
mix first. And
brownie
mix, you gotta be very careful. Take your time, add ingredients slowly, and make sure you know exactly what you want to do first. I start off by adding 50 units of mid-grade
brownie
to the bowl. Now let's add in our first diluent. Let's add in the meat tenderizer. To do this, you need to pay attention to the fact that each unit is -2. From adding the into the bowl, I got 50 potency points that I can play with. Now, this is basic division. 50 potency points, -2 on the meat tenderizer for each unit. So that's 50 divided by 2. But I can go down as low as -99. So instead of just adding 25 units, I'm gonna go ahead and add in 75 units of meat tenderizer. Now, from adding that 75 units, it brought me down to a -100 potency points, which is too low. But don't worry, because now we just hit them up with some enhancing agents. Now let's go with the borax. I'm gonna put as much of this enhancing agent into the mixture as the game will allow me. You don't have to worry about how much enhancing agents you put into it because the game will stop you at the limit. Doing so has now brought me back up to -81.5. So now I got a little bit of room to play with, and now I want to double back and put in some more diluting agents back into the mixture to get as close to the edge as possible without reaching -100 or lower. But first, I'm gonna add in just a little bit more
brownie.
And the reason why I'm holding on and staggering the adding of my mid-grade
brownie
is because this is one of the things that can save you if you go too far below -99 That way you can pull yourself back up and salvage your batch. Now I'm gonna go back to the meat tenderizer and add in 14 units to bring my mixture back down to negative 97.5. Now I go back to the meat tenderizer yet again and add in just 1 unit, bringing me to negative 99.5. I could stop here, but I still got a little bit of mid-grade left, and I want to mix it all to make the most low-grade brownie I could possibly make. Now I'm gonna go over to
turducken
and give that a try. It has a little bit more potency points than the borax, but it does the same thing. It just increases that potency back up just a little bit so you can add more, or you can save yourself from your batch potency being too low and leading to you botching the batch. So I'm gonna add in 5 units of that, and that's going to bring our potency back up to negative 95.5. I also throw in some borax just to increase that potency a little bit more. Now we're at negative 94. Now I'm going to be very careful with this meat tenderizer. I only add in 3 units. That brings us to negative 100, which is too much. But if you notice, we still have some mid-grade coke left over, so we can bring that potency back up. Now I'm feeling pretty confident, so I throw the rest of the mid-grade in. That brings our potency points back up to negative 90. Now I'm gonna throw in 1 unit of our borax, the enhancing agent. That's gonna bring our potency points up again to negative 89.5. Now we're in the home stretch. We only have 10.5 points to play with. So with my meat tenderizer, I'm gonna add 5 units. Perfect. We land just above negative 100 with negative 99.5. But we still got some wiggle room. I'm gonna add some more borax to add just a little bit more potency, bringing our potency points back up to negative 98. Then I click the mix button to lock in this batch, and then click the actual mixture 3 times. In the process of mixing the batch, I lost 17 units of brownie into the air, but I still came out with a huge win, 202 units of low quality brownie. For a chance of getting mid-grade brownie instead of low-grade brownie, you would have had to stop above 0. But I think that it's better in the early game to go ahead and take the L and get the low grade brownie, because it's all the same price across the game. It's just the customers prefer higher grade brownie. If you sell higher grade brownie in the trap, you get more opportunities to sell per day. If you deliver to a quick deal, mid-grade brownie instead of low-grade brownie, you're gonna down the road have more opportunities for quick deals. So you could go ahead and just mix it and try to get the mid-grade, because it's better for the customers and you end up with more opportunities. But earlier on, I'd rather have the money. Now it's important to make sure you get your brownie out of the overflow, because it's just like leaving your stuff out where anybody can get it. Whatever you leave in there, you could come back later and it'll be gone. So get as much of it as you can, but really get it all. Now let's go and cook some cake. In order to do so, make sure you got some baking soda. When you're mixing brownie, make sure you have enhancing agents and diluting agents, or you're not doing anything. You don't have any of the ingredients. Every month I go and I buy as much of the items as I can. That way, when it's time for you to mix, when it's time for you to cook, you have an abundance of units of different types of enhancers and diluters that you can work with, so you could do your thing. Now let's go cook some cake. I'm gonna go ahead and add in, let's say 102 units of the low grade brownie. I'm gonna leave out about 100. That way I could flip it, sell it, do whatever I want to do with it. Now when it comes to baking soda, that's pretty much like your difficulty level. You can go up as high as 5 units per batch, but me, I like to play it safe most times, and I'll throw in 2 units because I know that it's not too difficult, because if it's too difficult, you can end up burning the batch and things just go bad. Now if I'm feeling foxy, I'll go ahead and throw in 3 units, but you got to be really confident as you go up in your amount of baking soda, because if you put in 5, you have to get the puzzle damn near perfect. Now when it comes to the cooking mini game, you have rows and you have columns. Each row and each column has 1 of each color. Now if you're really advanced, you can see that within the overall square, you got 4 different quadrants: a blue quadrant, a green quadrant, a yellow quadrant, and a red quadrant. Each quadrant should also have one of each color. But let's not get too advanced for the people in the back. It's okay. Just focus on the rows and the
chimichangas.
And now, just so you know, you could actually still do this and it be wrong, and that's okay. The main thing is that you want to get as many of these in the right place. If you do that, you get you a dope boy magic and you get to double up that work. I start off by placing a red in the blue quadrant. I can tell that it belongs there because if you look at the red at the bottom and then scroll up, you'll see that it's only one space available for it within the blue quadrant. Now I place a red in the red quadrant, and the reason I put it there is the same way. I can look over at this red here on the bottom and scan over and see that it's only one place available for it. Now, from the location of the red in the blue quadrant and the red in the red quadrant, I can tell where the red for the green quadrant is supposed to go. So I place it there. With my reds all complete, let's move on to blue. Now, from the location of the blue in the red quadrant and the location of the blue in the blue quadrant, in the yellow, I can tell that it goes right here. With blue all finished, let's move on to green. From the location of the green in the red quadrant, I can tell where it goes in the yellow quadrant because it's only really one place left that it can go. Now, with the location of the green in the red quadrant, I can tell where the location of the green for the green quadrant goes, and I place it right here. Now, for the blue quadrant, it's only one place left, so I put the green there. With green all done, let's move on to yellow. Now I'm just taking the rest of the yellow squares and just placing them in the empty spots. And like that, we got a dope boy magic. Let's go. I busted down that beautiful cookie into 218 units of
cake.
Man, I doubled it up, man. I got 116 units of volume for my product. Now let's go hit up that quick deal. 15 units is light work. 480 units of profit. And I think I'm gonna end the video right here. Yeah, this video took a lot of work, so show some love, man. Drop a like, maybe a comment, subscribe, something. Yeah, let me know below if y'all understood a lot of the concepts that I was dropping on y'all. And if y'all want another video, I can do another video, but you gotta let me know. It's your boy Phenom, and like that, I'm out.
Chimichangas.